like that, considering everything that's coming out now. Even the NPCs and the people who weren't switched on are starting to rub a bit of that sleep out of their eyes. Yeah.
Angelina Jolie is packed up and excited to move to Europe because this is no longer the country that she recognizes. Well, isn't that a shame? Well, a few things before you go. There's just a few things that I was curious if you'd explain. First of all, it was weird that you and Billy Bob Thornton were wearing vials of each other's blood while you were married. And it's cute how you joked about being vampires. But turns out you also had a marital contract signed in blood?
The thing is, we're never going to separate, so it was our way of saying to each other, we just were together forever. We're so in love. We're best friends. And it's, but we kind of signed our life away to each other and legally and with blood, that there's no possible way anybody can separate or walk away from this.
That's really interesting, especially considering you also had a friendship with
Look at that shit, just had me biting my motherfucking nails. That shit creepy in the motherfucker.
Who a lot of us know for other reasons. But of course, there's nothing weird going on there, right? You know, what I find personally interesting, you went to Ukraine twice, which I still can't figure out why you would go. And the places you went is also pretty interesting. You talked about what was going on with these kids during these conflicts. Told all of us that we're not doing enough to protect the kids. And you even went to a children's hospital in Egypt to visit children from Gaza? But then come to find out that you personally invited Jeffrey Epstein to 2 movie premieres and a lunch 6 years after he was convicted? I don't know. None of this is making sense to me. But you know who it does remind me of? Your cousin, Hillary Clinton, because nothing makes sense with her either. Yeah, so before you move away, could you make it make sense? Thank you. And stay safe.
Okay, so do you know how Lady Gaga does like satanic rituals on the world stage? Well, did you know that she also does it to children on TV children's programs? Check this out.
Behold the summoner! Behold Lamasto! Lamasto has seen through you!
Great, now they've summoned Lamar.
Hey, I want to give a dog ass shout out to my nigga Dre OG Reactions 704. Please go subscribe to him and like his shit. I also want to give a shout out to my nigga I fucking forgot his name already. I'm high as hell. I'm sorry, y'all. For entertainment purposes only. Any damn who. Basically, the shit that they've been talking about, bro. Like, people don't really understand how bad Jeffrey Epstein really is. And how deep the story with that shit really go. Like, they really don't understand it. Some motherfuckers you just gotta feel bad for.
Now drink of the blood of Lamashtu. Guys, just drink the blood, Jenny. It's free. Relax. Drink. No, you are rebaptized by the Mother of Beasts, the Mistress of Insanity. The magician Pazuzu cannot save you now. Heed the roar of the demon dog. How do they even check if it's someone's birthday?
We send someone to the hospital we were born at! And with over 100 locations on
but just for entertainment, though, of course, isn't it? You know, that's how they get away with it on the TV shows and the children's shows. It's just all for
We should have scissors.
entertainment, like this real photo
Use
of
some
Lady
scissors over
Gaga and certain people.
Like, what do y'all feel about this? Like, when you see an image like this, let me know in the comments down below what goes through your mind. Are like, bro, I've never been to a party where this was like a theme. I don't see where would be appropriate. This is not even a Halloween party or anything. That still would be diabolical. I don't play around with like eating bodies and shit, but I'm not saying I get it, because I just don't.
I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
I'm not a man, and I'm not a man that's about to get a spoon and eat some shit off of a man's body.
I'm sorry, but how does anybody think that this is normal? Selena Gomez posted this March 18th of 2024. What is this? Oh, an appreciation post. Okay. Just like this appreciation
What
post.
the fuck?
Selena Gomez having my cake and eating it with my fave, Pedro Collins. Do you guys see all those human pieces laying in the background and it looks like she's covered in blood? Huh? This is creepy.
What
You
the
guys.
fuck?
You guys know I recently made a video about this and how this was posted in, I wanted to say around the same time. I don't remember when this was posted.
Pretty much after they swapped her, she's pretty much telling you she's not herself anymore.
But again, she was, again, with human pieces, like putting, and then everybody's got, you know, their excuses. Oh, she did this because of this, or she did this because of that. Like, read between the lines, people. A lot of people thought that that face on her back looks like Justin.
Right there. All right. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. Let's get back to it. There we go.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think it looks like J Beebs? I'm telling you, I really do think that her and Justin had a kid together that was sacrificed and given up in ritualistic purposes for the Hollywood industry, for the music industry, because they're under contract. Remember, she was like 12 when she signed a contract with the music industry that was about this big. I've shown the video on it where she said she's signing her life away. She's signing her soul away to the industry. And that is why these people stay in these contracts and just keep coming out with new things, keep performing, keep releasing. They will never die off. Their soul is in this contract and they are just gonna keep going. Like Bruno Mars. Like Bruno Mars is stuck in Vegas because of his debt, which by the way is supposedly a rumor, but I don't think it's a rumor. I don't think it's like a made up lie. I do genuinely believe that he has a lot of debts to pay to the industry, and that's why he has his residency in Vegas. And that's why I think that all of these celebrities, they just won't stop. They just keep going. They have to pay off their debts. They will be performing till the day that they die. And even when they die, they'll bring it back to life, like Demi Lovato. That girl has tried to die so many times and they keep reviving her and they keep bringing her back. And now she's like, okay, I'll just do whatever they want. I'll marry who they want. I'll act how they want. I'll do exactly what they want, because no matter how many times I try to exit out of here, they keep bringing me back. Why? Because my soul is under contract. I ain't got nowhere to go. I just got to deal with it. That's what's happening with all these kids.
Responding to ASAP Rocky's latest interview with Joe Budden, talking about Rick Owens and how dark and
Been waiting to talk about this.
devil imagery and whatnot. And I was like, hold up, bro, isn't this you? And I show a picture of him inside of a
Who is Demi
pentagram, him
Lovato?
and his
Somebody
boys doing
type that in the
ritual.
chat. I
you
can't.
gotta Google it like
I ain't gonna
this.
lie.
I
I
don't know if y'all
can't.
seen the What's Up video by ASAP. They
Yeah.
literally
I don't know if that's a
did
big or a
ritual
big.
inside of a pentagram. He had the book.
Why did the
In
man
his
stop?
hand.
Why did he stop dropping an album?
Why'd he stop dropping
He
albums?
said every time he dropped the album, somebody in his family died. The last album he dropped, his sister died. Before that was his mama.
And then
Then
before
Yams.
that, then yeah.
Then
Then,
Yams.
yes, he said that's why he stopped dropping album. Why is that happening?
And then his boy in the video, in the Peso video, had an Aleister Crowley shirt on.
Yes.
And Aleister Crowley is the most sickest
Aleister Crowley is one of the biggest Satanists of all time.
of all time.
I don't get why he acts like he wasn't doing that. Like you weren't on that. You were saying, yeah, I don't think she ain't did no dark shit around me. Nigga, you did the dark shit.
You literally did it.
That's crazy because if you think about all these humiliation rituals, and if you think about that, or they have to do something else to where they have to sacrifice, it's one of the two. Aleister Crowley, his apprentice was L. Ron Hubbard. They used to do rituals in Pasadena.
These dudes used to ejaculate on the paper before they would write their notes on it. That's fact. That's why when y'all
that's
see me
crazy.
handling people a certain way, because I've been knowing about a lot of things for a minute.
No, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I be seeing certain people, I'm like, yeah, bitch ass nigga, I know what you did.
Well, that's what Diddy was doing. He was doing sex magic.
I gotta respect that because it's hard to do that when everybody else that wants to be around are a bunch of yes men and yes women. You're just around to get along. You're around and you might be in a predicament where you might not have money, and that's a root to a lot of the evil. A lot of people that's down on their luck, they take advantage of those people, and those people be around just so they think they're gonna get an opportunity. They become wealthy. Real talk.
It wasn't just the sexual deviancy.
No.
It was sexual magic.
That's a
Because sexual magic, like it's energy, right? So it's the same thing. So when you release, that's energy and you can manifest. It's called sex magic.
And that's why the children have to get violated, because you have to remove that innocence from them in exchange for whatever these
The power of the
beings
Moloch.
is to them do your bidding.
Yeah. Child sacrifices have been all through history.
Stop using this evil magic, because when they come calling for you to drop them draws, it's gonna get bad. It's not worth it. Every dude I seen sacrifice his manhood ended up crashing out. Look at Lil Nas.
Yeah.
Lil Nas, last time we seen him, he was running down Skid Row naked.
Right.
Dude from Empire too. He completely crashed out.
Same thing with Bashir Gray.
Yeah.
Getting violated. Yeah, all this stuff is very real. It gets crazy. It is a pentagram, right?
Brother, not say, oh, I don't know anything about her doing no dark magic. And bro, explain that.
Yeah, you gotta explain it.
Explain that.
You standing there with a book of spells
Bro,
over the pentagram.
your boy got an Aleister Crowley shirt on. That's the thing about these celebrities. They think it's still back in time. Like they still think it's a few years ago. Like there's a new climate now. Like
Yeah, we
the
remember
people don't
everything.
we want the real now.
For sure.
For real, we not stuck in the back in the
Tell you
old
one
days.
thing,
We
dude.
want the fucking truth now.
We wouldn't be in
All
this
them
mess
lies y'all
we're
used
in
to
now.
feed us when we was kids, we don't want that shit no more. Can't keep tricking the same motherfuckers.
Sexy baby, you are such a sexy baby. I keep that in again.
Sexy baby.
Tonight isn't just about the people in front of the camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world.
Well, Tom Hanks, folks, they can try to kill me. You know, good luck with that.
People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you.
Sorry, dude. I'm sorry if this is the kind of bursting your bubble. All this information is new.
It was a big year.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They kind of milking the cow with this one because Tom Hanks numerous of times has exposed the government and tried to help us see certain lights to certain shit. So for them to try to make that shit sound like that, they reaching.
It was a big year for paedophile movies.
Hanks, Weinstein.
Shut up. I don't care.
There's this girl, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft. Her dad sold her to Tom Hanks. I know who you are. I know you. I've met you.
Yo, they really think we're stupid. They really think that we're stupid. These chomos and these chomo protectors really think we're stupid. This is not the same person. What do you think?
Absolutely not.
This is Ghislaine Maxwell. This is the most recent photo of her released on Monday, February.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit look like Jackie Chan, bro.
9th, 2026. When you do a side-by-side comparison, the noses don't match, and either do the eyes. Looks like they've got the body double fitted with a cheap Amazon wig. When have we seen this before? Not only that, but the Friday before this picture was taken, New York Post conveniently got footage of Ghislaine Maxwell walking the yard in prison, and what do you know? They are now handing out umbrellas in jail. You know, to make sure her skin doesn't get damaged, or maybe so we don't see her face. The question now is, did she ever actually go to prison? She may have taken these photos in 2020, but the video from that same day seems to be somebody entirely different. So, what do you think? Did Ghislaine's appearance completely change in the last 6 years since she's been in prison? Or did they swap her out with a bad body double? As always, I want to hear.
I just saw something crazy and I can't unsee it.
I mean, they reaching a little bit again, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, bro. Be real with yourself. When a motherfucker stay in jail for too long, nigga, ain't no way in hell they gonna look the same, bro. They always come out. Somebody that been in jail always come out looking different, bro. Like, miss me with that shit. Even me, nigga, I was in that bitch for like 3 weeks, nigga, and I came out looking different. Fuck. Make it make sense.
And you need to see it too. Here's Ghislaine Maxwell. That's what she looked like. Here she is a few years later, maybe more recently, you know, aged a little bit, but you can see what she looks like. Here she is in prison after her arrest. This is essentially her mugshot. Her hair is longer, you know, she's changed her appearance. She was in hiding for a while. This is what she looks like the most recently since we've seen her. Up until her hearing with the House Oversight Committee just a week ago. Who the hell is this?
Hiding is a program to help you get out of fucking jail.
This is the person, supposedly Ghislaine Maxwell, that testified before Congress. Look, this is supposed to be this? Are you kidding me? Who is this person?
Why is Reba McEntire sending Jeffrey Epstein videos of tortured children? She needs to be jailed immediately. Then you have the flight logs showing she spent a lot of time on Epstein Island. To the people who think this is a conspiracy theory, look carefully at this picture that was released in the Epstein files days ago. Yes, that is a human child on a cutting board between two chickens. These people are monsters. And no matter what you think of Nicki Minaj, look carefully at her post from yesterday.
He said Nicki Minaj.
It's always been a cult and satanic and about devil worship and about the Antichrist. It's just undeniable. It's like a part of history.
Who runs the world? Who runs the world? Thank you so much, ladies, for your life. The message of love, your goodness, and the message of love, your sisterhood. I love y'all so much.
I just had a show 2 nights.
I don't think she was touching her butt on that. I think she was helping her tie something back there. But she did point down, and I don't think she was pointing at the crowd because that would have been a different angle.
Ago for the first time since 2008, and I literally felt like my soul caught on fire. Like I cannot wait.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did. Your soul definitely on fire.
To go back out on stage again. It was like a resurrection or something.
Miss me with the bullshit.
You guys, I just found the biggest Epstein rabbit hole thus far. So sit back, get your snacks, we're going in. Now, if you go through the files, you'll see teeth or teeth cleaning come up a lot in the files, which could be code word for something else. And let's not forget, teeth is actually mentioned over 1,800 times in the files. And yes, that's a real picture of a dentist chair on the island. Now, on one hand, Ivy could be a person who works at the dental office, like it says here. Tell Ivy that it will take extra time as the girl's teeth are disgusting. But that's where it just begins, because this Ivy shows up where it says, Ivy gives you a kiss. Who is this? Which leads me to this Ivy Nash. Now, she has multiple accounts on X, but this particular account is very interesting because of who she follows. Now, she only follows 5 people, but the last 3 is Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Susan Hamlin. And you can tell it's Epstein only because the JEE gives it away, because it's the same way he uses it in his email, JEE Vacation. Now, we'll get to Susan Hamlin in a minute, but on Ivy Nash's other X account, she has this as her banner where it says Mossad agent. She's even playing in everybody's face saying this, oh, it was a compliment to call me a Mossad agent. Now she's responding to Elon's tweet saying, if she's a 10, you're an asset. And the Times article says, female spies are raging sex warfare to steal Silicon Valley secrets. Now, at this point, we all have to assume if you're not a victim in the Epstein files, you're an asset to the network. Now, she's dropping clues all over the place, like this one where she says, I'm approximately 47 pizza boxes tall. What? Oh, you mean like the code word pizza that we all know? And who's the 47th president of the United States? Trump. Now, here's another clue that's left in her bio where it says, chirp at presence to Internet Valley Elf, which looks like nothing at first, but if you take the first letter of every word and put it all together, CAPTIVE spells captive. What is going on? Now, here's where it really gets interesting because all accounts, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Ivy Nash, they're all following each other, but they're also all following Susan Hamlin. Who is that? Oh, you mean this Susan Hamlin, who's Epstein's assistant and could allegedly be a handler for Epstein.
Yo, that's crazy work.
I mean, why would she instruct Epstein himself in this email to knock somebody off? And you can tell that it's her because the redaction was so bad by the FBI, you can literally see her name where it says from and to Jeffrey Epstein. So the question is she some type of captive asset to the network and or Jeffrey Epstein's daughter? Because she does favor Anya Wick, who's allegedly Epstein's niece, who's also whistleblowing on everything. So there's that. Now, there's a whole lot more I'm breaking down on my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
Man, y'all go follow bro, man. If y'all want to see a continuation on that, he killing this shit right now. Mad respect.
Jeffrey Epstein hang himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you?
I believe. Look, pay attention to how he answers the questions. This is not about the answer; it's about how the answer is being answered.
Going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
I ain't gonna lie, the FBI director, I like him, but he get caught in positions where he look like a fucking deer in the headlights. Like this motherfucker be like literally looking like, I don't got the answer, but I gotta make some shit up. So like that's what he be looking like most of the fucking time. Like, dude, just tell him the truth. Tell him y'all don't got that shit. Somebody higher than y'all is taking advantage of that shit. Y'all covering up for somebody else. Y'all make yourself look stupid. We know the FBI not behind all this shit. We damn sure know that for a fact. But we know the FBI got parts in that shit for sure, just like they did with Tupac death. But we gonna keep on rolling. Y'all sub it up and comment in this motherfucking comment section.
Jeffrey.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Now, with the survivors and victims who are here, please stand up one more time. Just by show of hands, how many of you or your loved ones actually have met with the Department of Justice and provided testimony and estimate and evidence? None. And of those of you who have not met, which is everyone, how many of you have reached out either individually or through a lawyer or representative to offer to provide testimony and evidence? All of them. And of those of you, all of you who have reached out, how many of you were denied or ignored by the Department of Justice? All of them. And despite the shameful and despicable efforts by Ms. Bondi and her department to intimidate you, how many of you are still willing to speak to the Department of Justice? All of them.
That goes to say somebody in that motherfucking Department of Justice had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. big facts. Because they know in here they're gonna exclude all them people. That's like all them people come to the fucking police station and talk about one person parking their car a certain place. Nigga, they gonna go check that shit the fuck out. Ain't no way in hell they gonna sweep that under the rug. It's too many people, too many complaints. They whole fucking apartment could get sued. Could be in jeopardy, all type of shit. Now you dealing with different districts because they gonna be trying to investigate everybody. Like, come on, bro. Make it make sense.
Pam Bondi just played the greatest trap in political history, and Congress walked right into it. Yesterday, Attorney General Pam Bondi sat before the House Judiciary Committee. Standard oversight hearing. Routine questions. Then she pulled out a document labeled Jayapal Pramila Search History. The room went silent. Here's what happened. The DOJ gave Congress access to the unredacted Epstein files this week. Every member got their own login, their own computer, their own session. What Congress didn't know, the DOJ was tracking every single search, every name they looked up, every document they opened, every file they downloaded, all of IT logged, and Bondi brought the receipts to the hearing. The panic was instant. Representative Giappo called it spying on members of Congress. Representative Raskin accused Bondi of blatant abuse of power. Representative Moskowitz said it was suspicious and inappropriate. They're furious. But here's the question nobody in the media is asking. Why are they so scared of their search history? If you're searching for evidence of crimes against children, you'd be proud of that search history. Unless you're not searching for evidence. Unless
God
you're
was
searching
covering
for
it.
your own name.
My
The
bad.
genius of the trap. Think about it. Bondi didn't just release the files. She released them on monitored computers. Every Congress member who rushed to search the files just told the DOJ exactly who they're trying to protect or what names they're worried about. WHICH connections they're trying to verify. The ones searching for flights to the island equals investigators. The ones searching for specific names equals protectors. Bondi now knows who's investigating and who's covering up. And she showed them, she knows, in front of cameras with a smile. The DHS shutdown, perfect timing. While Congress panics about their search history, DHS is shutting down Saturday. Democrats blocked the funding bill. House members already left Washington. The same week Congress gets caught searching Epstein files, they refuse to fund the department that investigates trafficking. They're not defunding DHS to save money. They're defunding it to stop investigations. Connect the dots. Monday, Congress gets Epstein file access. Tuesday, members frantically search for names. Wednesday, Bondi reveals she tracked everything. Thursday, Democrats block DHS funding. Friday, government shutdown begins. 5 days, one pattern, panic. They walked into the hearing thinking they were in control. They walked out knowing Bondi has everything. Every search, every name, every cover-up attempt. Logged, documented, weaponized. The hunter became the hunted, and they did it to themselves.
Y'all see the type of warfare that's going down there in that courtroom? You see how
So
they
what
try
the
to
fuck
run
is
down
she?
on her? And I don't know I don't know all the ins and outs. I'm just an observer right now. So that's just mind blowing.
So I'm
How they tried to attack her, saying that they wasn't investigating properly and this and that. But what they're really mad about is that she investigated them. That's the real story. Oh wow, that's deep. That's way too deep.
So they thought they had the ups on her on the Pam bitch, but that's not what had happened. Apparently, she had all the files to back up her shit, so they ran down on the wrong person. That's what
Well,
they be-
more and more people are finally learning that America and most of the free world are being run by satanic pedophiles that eat children. But now it's time to realize how deep this rabbit hole goes. Here is an email where Jeffrey Epstein refers to human infant meat as tasting like cream cheese. An email where they discuss a woman performing an abortion in front of Jeffrey Epstein and Woody Allen. By the way, Woody Allen married his daughter, and they went to the same high school, him and Jeffrey Epstein. Just discussing how to rig trials, kill judges, invade foreign intelligence agencies, and hide from justice. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video. This is from Benjamin Netanyahu, who was in China at the time it was sent and then met with Barack Obama at the date he says in this email. Jeffrey Epstein also introduced Melania to Donald Trump. Here's Jeffrey Epstein and fucking Bill Gates discussing a pandemic simulation. Also, it just came out that Epstein represents the Rothschilds. He says it like 2 or 3 times in these emails. Oh, here's
Yeah.
another one of those emails where he admits to working for the Rothschilds. Oh yeah, Pizzagate got confirmed in this, by the way. Also, Erica Kirk's ex-boyfriend Cabot, why did he have a pizza tattoo on his lip? That's a little weird. In what is one of the most evil sentences I've ever heard, Donald Trump is also accused of measuring children's genitalia with his fingers. Jeffrey Epstein and the ex-prime minister of Israel both mentioning that they definitely don't work for Mossad. Here's Jeffrey Epstein telling Bill Gates to drug his wife after Bill Gates unknowingly gave his wife an STD he got from the sex slaves him and Jeffrey Epstein were participating with. This is kind of a long one, but that bottom highlighted part mentions how Clarence Thomas, a sitting U.S. Court Supreme Justice, raped a child. Peter Thiel and Jeffrey Epstein both discussing Bitcoin. Funnily enough, this came out in the last file leak, but Jeffrey Epstein had been controlling Bitcoin for a long, long time, since at least 2015. There were also a couple of things that weren't in the files that I wanted to make extremely clear. Jeffrey Epstein caused the 2008 economic crisis with his company Liquid Funding. Edward Morse was the head economist of Lehman Brothers at the time. He is a close associate of Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell's sister Christine sold the FBI the algorithm they used to sort everybody's information after the Patriot Act. This is what caused Edward Snowden to defect. This was in the files, and I just want to say, this makes me so fucking angry. There is a human child in between those two fucking chickens. A human infant. The evil that is hidden in the files. And the problem is every single person in power is implicated in some way or fashion. There are almost no innocents in this equation. There are either people who proactively attack kids or people who sat there and let it happen. And both sides deserve to be dragged into the street and shot.
Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Zorro Ranch may seem like another day in the desert until you notice this big old house here and the town here that reveals a lot more than meets the eye. To give you an idea of how much property we're looking at here, this is a bird's eye of all the property that is owned out here. I am standing by Highway 41. This is right off the road. However, you might not recognize it if you're looking for Zorro Ranch Road. You will find Rancho San Rafael complete with a street name change, and a lot of remodels are being undertaken here. When you go up this road actually leads you to the town that is on this property, which is called Ranch Central. Ranch Central. See the vehicles, they do change frequently. Usually they're red, but they've got some white ones now. This is a bird's eye of what you would find, the little town, if you went through this gate, which has its own infrastructure. There are different types of houses for different experiences. And keep in mind, this place never shut down. It was always being run. There were always people out here, whether it was before the sale or to the sale now. And a reminder about the people who bought it. These records are sealed and nobody knows who that actually is. An interesting new addition since the sale of this place are no trespassing signs that are everywhere. Now, the main house is up the way behind 2 more security gates, but we'll have to drive about 2 miles down the road to even kind of show you that. What you're looking at is the main house, and don't be fooled, it is miles away from the road. Also, to note, there is some digging equipment, and that has not been here when I was here previously. This was the house from a similar angle in November, and it's looking a little different over on this side. If you were a little closer, this is what you would see, and we're kind of over here in the picture. However, no one's seen that because, again, it wasn't investigated, and the only people allowed in by the estate were the realtors who sold it. You got it. Not when the state of New Mexico actually came by. They were told, no, we're not letting you in, and instead of doing anything about it, they just left. That was in 2019. I thought you said nobody ever went out there. They didn't. This was from the Land Commission. This was not from the police or any authority figure because they wanted to investigate the land leases that were happening out here that are still being given to the new owners. Let's also keep in mind that the LLC that purchased the property out here is brand new and looks to be formed a couple weeks before this was purchased. Not to mention nobody knows who owns it, and the record of the sale has been sealed, so nobody knows who bought it either.
That is crazy. Like, I've never heard of that happening. Like, the record of the property being sealed. Like, when somebody typically buys a house, it's bro, that's public information. What's going on here? Who bought it? That's interesting, yo. We got to do some digging. Let me know if y'all found out who it was and how. Drop a video, drop a link, send it to me.
Where to go. Santa Fe is 30 miles that way, and Stanley, New Mexico is 10 miles that way. That's it for this one, but come back tomorrow and we're going to do an inside the house tour with the realtor video that is no longer up, but we can watch it here. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you soon.
Hey, so you guys are on board with me. I'm going to show you everything I know about Epstein Ranch. Now, I'm not saying I've been out there. I've been all over this area. Like a lot of us in Albuquerque, this isn't our playground. This is right outside of our city. I spent years, every single weekend, as you can see here, Albuquerque, red dot. I spent every weekend out in this area working with BLM and mineral sampling. And by the way, the address is 49 Zorro Ranch Road. There's somebody going viral for putting out the wrong address. It's like 53 or some shit. Whatever. This is the only property that's on Zorro Ranch Road. I know this for a fact. Zorro Ranch Road, as you can see, I'm showing you here, it's actually a private road. It ends and begins on this property. Okay, so at the very beginning of Zorro Ranch Road, which I'm going to take you down here to see, here's the stock tank. At the very beginning, off of, I believe, Highway 41, this is the caretaker's house, the person who manages the actual Epstein estate. See, here's Zorro Ranch Road, and actually, there we are. There's the Highway 41. So if you stop anywhere here on Highway 41 or in front of this property, they will call the sheriff's department on you. Now, this little red dot is where we were. Now, I'm not saying I was trespassing. I didn't cross any fences or anything like that. But I did encounter some very strange things out there. I'm not saying they weren't on his property. Okay, I'm just kind of showing you the areas just in case you guys want to go out there. Hell, you guys want to go out to Area 51 and anyways, there's lots of places where you can observe the ranch. Okay, it's large.
I'm thinking too, like people did want to storm Area 51 and they was really about it. Do you understand? Like, look, I used to do security, like top secret stuff. What will happen to you if you jump over there trying to get to the stuff we could shoot you. Real talk, we can blast you. We got all types of guns, but this is the property here. What are you gonna do? Trespass you? Get a couple, you know, as long as you're not breaking into the property, right? I'm just saying, but that's the people ain't got the same energy. You post up and try to bust in this motherfucker to get some aliens, but not that you don't see, like, you know, protect the kids. Oh no, man, we got our priorities messed up, man.
7,700 acres, but it's not that large. Okay. Yeah, I tried to do a Google view, and of course they wouldn't let me.
Not saying we should do that, but I'm just saying where that energy at.
But there's a culvert that just appears out of nowhere and leads straight into the side of the mountain. It's small. It had a locking cap on it that just happened to be unlocked. The culvert just happened to be wide enough for an adult to crawl on your hands and knees into this mountain. It stuck about 6 foot out of the ground, and as you crawled into it, it opened up into the mountain, literally to like a cathedral inside there, like a cave. There was another straight down hole that you would have walked right on and you would have disappeared. Shit was like 3 feet in diameter, no warning, no nothing. Folks, if you want to know more, follow.
Well, damn, you know, what another amazing video. We got a lot.
Man, that was. I am QF. It's my dude. I like learning from him. He's smooth. Let's see.
Youngboy did eventually drop a song with Chief Keef, and there's a video of them in the studio together. And if anyone follows me, remember when I went to the tour, the same day I actually ran into Jim Jones. That was the New Jersey show. Me and Youngboy were backstage, and when we're backstage, he says, "Act, I'm gonna play you some music," and he plays my whole fucking album. I was like, "This is crazy. This guy has so much music." But he plays me a song, and he plays me a song with Keith, and that's when I realized, I'm like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker got a song with Keith." Anyway, he dropped the song, but there's a video of him and Keith in the studio making a song. Now, if you don't know, Chief Keef is a legendary rapper out of Chicago, you know, one of the founders and, you know, pretty much the Jay-Z of, or was it say Jay-Z? I guess the Jay-Z of or the Michael Jordan of drill, I would say, right? And obviously, watch. So we got Keith, we got Wabi. Yeah, amazing collab. The song is out, I believe. And ironically, you know, some people had issue with it. They're like, yo, hold on now. Well, Chief Keef is from Chicago. You know, he's from notably O-Block. Also, NBA YoungBoy, his partner is Lil Tim, who killed King Von. King Von is from O-Block. Not only is King Von from O-Block, Chief Keef and Lil Durk are seen as like pretty much pioneers, or one of the early pioneers and founders of that Chicago drill post-2010 sound.
Yeah, the little era.
They have been seen as competitors. They've been seen as the story goes that Keith told him, I ain't got it. I ain't got that right now. Ironic, because Keith was starting to make a lot of money. The Glory Boys, okay?
Okay, I think if I'm not mistaken, DJ Academic is probably talking about the time when Chief Keef and Lil Durk fell out. Lil Durk basically was mad because one of his homies was locked up that was fucking with Chief Keef, and they was looking for Chief Keef to basically throw some money on the books or some shit like that. And that nigga Chief Keef like, fuck am I supposed to do? And they end up falling out about that shit. I think that's what he's talking about. Let's see.
There is supposedly a important but an inflection point in that whole whole saga because Chief,
And like I told him,
Chief Keef flashes money. There's a video where, hold on.
Yeah, Chief was wrong for that shit.
Where Chief Keef is flashing money in an Instagram video, but he's saying, I ain't got it, I'm broke. And supposedly, I don't know if I can find the video, supposedly that pissed off all of the gang members who was really on his side, right? It's not, I ain't got it, it's broke. Let me see.
Oh, I ain't got it. Nigga, please.
Here we go.
Yeah, we ain't about to have this ass.
So we say our homie booked the shit. His bond 25,000.
Okay, so he's telling the same story.
We got 18,000. We need 75 more hundred, right?
So somebody gets booked. They supposedly scrounge up, and this is the interesting part. Remember, Chief Keef left Chicago, which this is why this is all ironic. Chief Keef leaves Chicago because essentially his own homies try to pull a move on him. While Vaughn was alive, Vaughn would explain. Remember, Vaughn is also from O Block. The real intricate details of it.
Sorry, Vaughn is not really from O Block. Take that back, dumbass.
Leading some to speculate maybe Vaughn didn't get along with Keef. We never really seen the synergy with them. However, Vaughn has now died, and subsequently later, Keef supposedly has dated Vaughn's sister. This is all like a clusterfuck, people.
So the nigga said, he said, oh yeah, that's all y'all need. Ooh. I just spent that shit on shoes. Ooh.
Okay, so they're saying Keef said, you only need 7,500? Oh, I spent that on shoes. I got y'all.
See, all right. Why you say it like that, though? Now we call him again like a week later or something.
So they called him again a week later.
Then what's up with that money, gang? Like, whoa, you know, we trying to get folks out.
Vaughn.
Yeah, how much I need? We need 7,500 and shit. Ooh. Now, this is a minute ago. You know, so now I get that. Folks get that. What do you say? Yeah, 7,500. I just do that shit in the club and shit.
So apparently he tells them, he said, yo, 7,500, they got to throw that in the club.
Ooh. So motherfuckers see folks, motherfucker take folks' chain off his neck and shit, motherfucker take folks shit to go get the bomb money.
Man, niggas be back door. Niggas be back door.
So clout and shit, try to make other people seem bogus and shit or whatever. What? But it's really over some real shit and nigga be out like a real hoe.
Okay, so look like, you know, I think Vaughn's perspective, and I think Vaughn learned from Keef. Remember when Vaughn got his bread, he brought 100,000 back to O Block to like bust down, right? King Vaughn gives 100K to O Block. And I guess like
everybody be making this nigga seem like the gangster that he really not. Like, yo, don't boost that nigga head up after he done died and shit.
You know, he learned from the Keef thing to say, hey, listen, yo, the reason why Keith's not here no more, and Keith basically had to skedaddle, he thought he got bigger than the program, that his money was his money, and he didn't have to keep funding all of the fuck shit that basically created him. So this is a video of, you know, King Von bringing 100K to the hood. See? And the interesting part with Vaughn is that Vaughn, I don't know if he just learned from the Keith thing, he was feeding his wolves. Look, he was feeding them. Remember, he got them O Block chains. He gave them money.
I want one of them hallways seeing that big hallway.
Is that Queen Vaughn right here? Am I tripping? Is it Queen Vaughn? Oh, it is Queen Vaughn.
I'd be like,
yeah, so Vaughn, you know, as the story goes, he kept giving back to the hood. By the way, there's a little bit more even with that with Dirk, where Dirk,
he looked out for the hood, gave back to the hood, and got took out the hood. Come on, man.
Kind of almost essentially on an underground level. I'm not gonna say too much, you know, because
praise something, praise everything, nigga.
Dirk, you know, Dirk got that song where he says, "You say your homie name in a song got hot, like you got him hot or whatever. Let's see what songs are. That song is no. You say his name. Okay. You say his name inside a song that got your brother hot. Yeah, that's it. It's on Shoulda Ducked. Those are interesting lyrics. Hold on. He says, you say his name inside a song that got your brother hot, then leave him hanging without a lawyer. That shit dumb as fuck. A lot of people thought that line was very interesting. Okay? But ironically, you know, we're not going to go down too much of a lore. You know, Orange Chirac days is over, y'all. At least for me. People felt that, and essentially why the feds came at Dirk with
Not pretending to that type of
higher
thing.
is that, you know, remember, and this is why, you know, I think part of this, Dirk might be kind of innocent, but Dirk, you know how niggas get caught up in a RICO? This is why Lil Baby's trying to change his name for him. You know, he's 4PF. He's now saying, oh, I'm CBFW, HDMI. No, nigga, you're 4PF. The thing is, when you give your homies money, like, oh, yo, here's 10 bands, blah, blah, the law enforcement are going to interpret you giving them money out of you just gifting them something as payoff money for committing crimes for the gang. So now it's a RICO, right? One of the parts of RICO is affected, especially Fed RICO, affecting interstate commerce. So anytime you give a killer or like a street nigga money that doesn't have a strict job, the feds are gonna think that you're funding crime. This is why niggas get away from street niggas. Because street niggas ain't good at having a job. They're good at just like being here for those one moments when a nigga try you or they need to do something. And here's the thing, they're not gonna keep being around if you don't keep like, yo, you know my mom, yo, Smirk, yo, my mom car crashed, she gotta take the bus now, man. Like the ops is going crazy, man. Like, we just need 7,500 for this new whip. All right, here's the 7,500. Yo, get your mom car right. The feds is looking at that as a payoff. Straight up. That's what it is. No, not saying that's what it is, but I'm saying that's how the feds look at it. So the idea of Chief Keef not paying this money, right, for the bond, and now his guys got upset, wanted to do whatever. Not only did King Von learn from that, gave out old block chains, brought the guys with him everywhere he was going. Look, when he was in Atlanta, he was rolling with 20 niggas when they walked up on Quando Rondo, right? He not only did that, he went to O Block, bust down 100,000. He was the true example of, I'm trying to take my hood with me. Now, obviously, if he was going to ever survive in this game, he would have to get to the point where he either has to shed the fat or he's just not going to go far, right? Because you can't walk around with, there's no rapper in past year 3 that's walking around with 10, 15 street niggas. Not happening. Either all y'all going to jail, either that one nigga gonna fuck up all the bags for you because he's a hothead. Your first 2 years is the year where everybody is trying to see your toughness, so you walk around with all your killers. That's what I think happened with Baby in San Francisco. I think Baby, honestly, bro, I know how Baby been running around. I know how Baby been moving. Baby hasn't been running around with a bunch of shooters and killers. He gets booked for the Super Bowl. I just came off the viral thing of basically calling him a hoe, right? He flew out more than what he usually brings to kind of probably set a statement like, yo, I'm not to be fucked with. I mean, that's kind of his new conglomerate, can't be fucked with. Except now you fly out these niggas who have no purpose in life. The first argument, they're ready to pop somebody.
Huge update in the Epstein files. Rep. Anna Luna tweeted out, Susan Hamblin sent this email. She took a plea deal and was given victim status under the previous DOJ. DOJ should look into charges. Possible human rights violations were committed by Susan. I say that based on the other files with her name on it. These women don't get to hide behind redactions. There were so many victims, none of which did what Susan did. This needs to be reopened. And this is the email she sent back in 2014 to Jeffrey saying, thank you for a fun night. Your littlest girl was a little naughty. That's been very viral everywhere. A lot of people are saying she could be referring to herself because apparently this is in the files too. I believe this is a lot of Jeffrey's assistants or staff that worked for him. I mean, it's unredacted and it was in the files. Here she is on the far right, and she's clearly very small compared to other women. I mean, she looks like, dude, she looks like she could be 5 foot, maybe even like 5'2" or something. So there is a chance she could be referring to herself, but apparently there's more evidence. I mean, here's a picture of her and Epstein in New York at some point, but it gets even more weird. She actually sued The Sun a few years ago. Yesterday, The Sun Online apologized in the High Court to Susan Hamblin. So it says The Sun published 3 different articles back in 2020 and 2021 alleging by Epstein. These articles included allegations that Susan had groomed and procured a 16-year-old girl to be by Epstein and had told her that Epstein would kill her and her family if she told anyone what Epstein had done. The article said that while the young woman was being R-worded by Mr. Epstein, Miss Hamblin ignored her cries for help, and when the ordeal was over, paid her $500. Extremely disgusting allegations there. Miss Hamblin never met the young woman, let alone engaged in any of the conduct alleged. So this article had very disgusting allegations against her. Her lawyer said, "I'm pleased to say that The Sun Online has now accepted that these allegations were false. The defendant has agreed to apologize to Miss Hamblin. It's also removed the articles and agreed to pay her substantial compensation for her legal costs." Crazy shit. Now we have a U.S. representative saying, no. There's more evidence that she did fucked up shit, and she was a victim when she wasn't supposed to be. Listen to this. The other day I was able to search Hamblin and see many results of emails from Susan Hamblin. They aren't there anymore. Seemed like she was an employee secretary type for Epstein. She was coordinating flights, taking care of guests, was asked if she had his passport. There were some interior design stuff mentioned. Apparently she has a profile on some website for architects too, now. So maybe she's an architect now. Unfortunately, it's no longer showing up. And guess what? They're right. I looked up her name in the Epstein library, can't find shit of her anymore. So if they're saying it was unredacted, now all these files are getting deleted, who apparently isn't a victim. Who knows? I'm not saying that. Holy shit. Don't sue me. This email is from her, a list of what she does for Epstein. It was previously unredacted. So this specific email is from July 2013. She says, "No excuse for what I clearly effed up with the shirts, but just a list of things that I deal with. Dinners, redacted. Flights and other transport for redacted. John Luke's apartment, who was a recruiter, piece of shit. New ACs in apartment, Wi-Fi, helping redacted move. FedEx and shipping sculptures. Carpet for plane. Fabrics for island. Training redacted sister